Hi everyone, this is Natasha's English channel and this is class 1 of my YouTube course Business English in 22 classes. These are real English classes with a lot of practice and additional exercises. This first video is about careers. Before we start, you can download the free PDF workbook with all the exercises from today's class. You will see the link to this workbook in the description below this video. Also, if you need additional exercises or my help with providing feedback and checking your exercises, you can find all necessary information about subscriptions in the description in the link below. And now let's go. We start with career vocabulary. First exercise which we will do today will be matching words in column A, or actually phrases in column A, which include the word career with their correct meanings in column B. Phrases in column A are the following: career move, career break, career plan, career opportunities. Now let's have a look at column B and make sure we understand all the words there. Chances to start or improve your career. Improve means make better. Ideas you have for future career. Something you do in order to progress in your job. Progress means to advance, to go forward. And the last one, period of time away from your job to, for example, look after your children. So now let's do the first one together for you to understand what needs to be done. So let's say career move. It means something you do in order to progress in your job. Now do 3 remaining phrases yourself. Take your time. You can pause the video and take all the time you need, and then we will check. Alright, let's check. Career break means period of time away from your job to, for example, look after your children. Career plan, ideas you have for your future career. And career opportunities are chances to start or improve your career. Let's go ahead. Another vocabulary exercise. Here you need to fill in the blanks with the appropriate words from the box. So you have here 5 sentences and 5 words in the box. Here is some vocabulary for you to do this exercise. The first one is career path, the way your career goes. Then expect means to think something will likely happen. Next one, priorities, something more important than others. Satisfaction is a feeling that your job is what you thought it will be. And variety means different or diverse. Now, please take your time and fill in the blanks with the words from the box, and then we will check your answers. And now let's check the correct answers. Number 1. I have no idea how my career will develop. Number 2. I expect to work for one company all my life. Number 3. Money, status, and a comfortable lifestyle are my priorities. Number 4. I have clear idea of my career path. And number 5. Job satisfaction, variety, and being useful to society are my priorities. Alright, and what is your opinion? Which statement above do you agree with? Explain and justify your choice. If you need me to check and correct your answers, write them in the discussion under this video, and I will try to reply to as many of those as I can. Let's go ahead and let's start discussing careers. Here are 2 questions which I would like you to answer. If you have downloaded free PDF workbook, these questions are on page 4. You can write down your notes and write down your answers there. Question number 1. What helps when trying to move ahead in your career? Please take your time, think about all the things that can help when trying to move ahead in your career, make notes, and then we will discuss possible answers. Okay, and possible answers to this question, question number 1, are the following. Personal factors can help when trying to move ahead in your career, such as ambition or motivation. Also, workplace factors can help when trying to move ahead with your career. And these workplace factors can be promotion opportunities, for example. Ambition in this context means intention and aspiration. So if you are ambitious, if you have a lot of ambition, you will try to get higher in your career, get higher position and bigger salary. Motivation is stimulation or inspiration, anything that stimulates you to work and to progress in your career. And workplace is practically any place where people work, such as an office or a factory. So any place where you work is a workplace. Another word is promotion. Promotion means a raise. Usually it's just getting a higher position or getting a pay raise also can be considered a promotion. Now, question number 2. What practical advice could you give to someone who wants to get ahead in their career? Make a list of 3 to 5 points. In this question, pay attention to the expression to get ahead in someone's career. To get ahead in career means to get promoted or to advance in the career. Please think of a list of 3 to 5 points and take your time, and then we'll discuss possible answers. Okay, one of the practical advice that you can give to someone who wants to get ahead in their career is to ask for advice from your boss or from your manager. You can ask what you need to do or learn to get promoted. That is a very good advice. Also, you can ask directly for a promotion. This is also something that sometimes works. Okay, now we're going to read a text about 10 ways to improve your career. I hope you have some interesting thoughts in the previous exercise, because now we will see if any of them are mentioned in this text, or maybe you will find some other ideas. Before we start, I would like to go through the vocabulary here because there are some words which can be not that very easy to understand. For example, the word recruiting, it means finding and hiring candidates for a job. To advance means to make a progress. To evaluate progress means to check if the progress is going on as planned. To delegate means to give your task to another person, usually to the one whose position is lower than yours. Skills, a very basic word. It is the ability to do something well or expertise. Networking means interacting with others to exchange information and develop professional contacts. Challenge is a task or a situation that tests someone's abilities. And the last one is performance. Performance is how well you do your job. Now, take your time as much as you need. You can pause the video and read the text. Make sure you understand everything, and we will proceed to another exercise. So now, after reading the text, I would like you to work on the vocabulary a little bit. The task here is to match the verbs with the noun phrases to form expressions from the article. So you have in the first column verbs, and in the second column you have noun phrases. If you match them properly, you will form an expression from the article. Let me give you one example. So, for example, to advance in one's career, this is the expression from the article, which you can find in the article which we just read. Now, take your time, again, pause the video, match the verbs and the noun phrases, and we will check it in a bit. All right, let's check. To reach a goal, to evaluate one's progress, to deserve a promotion, to participate in an event. Okay, good. I think it was not very difficult, especially having the text just in front of your eyes. And now I suggest that you look at the 10 ways to improve your career once again and select 3 tips which are the most important from your point of view. Take your time, select and write down 3 tips, and we will then compare them to some others. Okay, and now when you chose your 3 most important tips, let's listen to two people, Debbie and Nicola. They will be discussing 10 ways to improve your career. And your task will be to complete the boxes on the screen with the number of the 3 tips they consider the most helpful. You can listen to their dialogue as many times as you need. Just go back to the beginning of the recording, and when you are done, we will go ahead and check your answers.
Lots of helpful advice here. Debbie, what do you think?
Just a sec. Right. Well, I'd say the most useful tip from this list was the one about creating your own goals. I've always believed that if you don't know where you want to go, well, you'll never get anywhere.
You'll be stuck.
Exactly. Stuck in the same old job for the rest of your life. Right. Next. Be comfortable with being sorry, no. That's my third point, actually. What I've chosen is make a list of your priorities.
And outline your tasks for the day.
Yep, that's the one. It's logical, isn't it? First, you need to set your objectives, and once you've done that, you need to prioritise them. And if you want to move ahead in your career, you also need to evaluate your progress regularly. As it says here, if you do that, you get a better idea of what you're good at, and also of the areas that you need to work on.
It's all connected with feedback, isn't it? And what's your last point then?
Well, as I said a minute ago, be comfortable with being uncomfortable.
I wasn't too sure how to interpret that one.
Well, my understanding of this is that when a challenge presents itself, you have to take it on. I mean, if you play it safe all the time, if you just settle into a routine, you'll never move ahead in your career.
That reminds me of a quote I read recently.
Yeah?
It said, if you always do what you've always done, you'll only get what you've already got.
I really like that. It's so true, isn't it? You can't make progress if you don't take risks, sometimes. Now, Nick, your turn. Which of these 10 tips do you think are the most useful?
Hard to believe, but my first one is the same as yours.
Really? That's so interesting. A meeting of minds.
For me, this was the easiest to decide on. I believe that once you've established your own goals, in many ways all the rest follows. Anyway, the second piece of advice I chose is always look for opportunities to broaden your skills. Some companies, like mine for instance, look after their employees' professional development really well, but others don't. And in that case, it's your personal responsibility to look for suitable opportunities. And finally, my third point was, are you really present? Because I believe it's crucial to be 100% focused on whatever task you're engaged in. But now, after talking with you, I think I'd like to change it. I like what you said about being uncomfortable. We really have to try something new. If we don't, we'll never grow professionally or even personally.
So, if we compare our final ranking, our number 1 and number 3 are the same. We just differ on the second point.
That's right, yes. I quite enjoyed discussing this article with you. You have very many interesting...
All right, now let's check. The first person was Debbie, who was talking about most important tips. And for Debbie, they are tip number 6, create your own goals. Tip number 1, list your priorities and highlight tasks for the day. And tip number 7, accept challenges. Now let's see what Nicola thinks. For Nicola, tip number 6 is the most important. Create your own goals. Then goes tip number 4, work on broadening your skills. And the last one is also number 7, accept challenges. So you can see that Debbie and Nicola agreed on 2 tips out of 3. And how many of those match with your choice? Do you agree with Debbie and Nicola? Please share your thoughts in the comments and I will reply to them. Okay, let's do one more listening exercise. Now you will listen to 3 extracts from the previous discussion, and you will need to complete these 5 gaps here. You will need to fill in the gaps with phrases between 2 and 4 words. So it's not 1 word per each gap. It will be from 2 to 4 words, phrases. Okay, let's listen and fill in the blanks. If you need to listen to it more than once, feel free to go back to the beginning of the recording and listen to it again, and then we will check.
If you want to move ahead in your career, you also need to evaluate your progress regularly. If you do that, you get a better idea of what you're good at and also of the areas that you need to work on. When a challenge presents itself, you have to take it on. If you play it safe all the time, if you just settle into a routine, you'll never move ahead in your career.
If you always do what you've always done, you'll only get what you've already got.
Alright, and now it's time to check. First person, Debbie, and her first extract. If you want to move ahead in your career, you also need to evaluate your progress regularly. If you do that, you get a better idea of what you are good at and also of the areas that you need to work on. Next one is also Debbie. When a challenge presents itself, you have to take it on. If you play it safe all the time, if you just settle into a routine, you will never move ahead in your career. And the last extract is from Nicola. If you always do what you have always done, you'll only get what you have already got. Alright, there were some phrases which I think can be useful for you. To be good at something, it means to be skillful at something. To take challenge on, to accept challenge. Routine means a regular sequence of actions. Actually, all the regular activities, actions that you have every day. Alright, so this was it. Today we talked about careers and we learned some new words. By the way, you can see these words here on one of the last pages of the workbook. You can write down their translations in your native language, or you can use it as you find it useful. Also, today we practiced reading and listening comprehension. Next time we will be talking about present simple and present continuous, so subscribe to my channel, turn on notifications not to miss our next class. Thanks and talk to you soon. Bye-bye.